So I know you guys deal with major public relations issues as well, like any government organization would. And what's great about social media is that you can end a media relations crisis before it gets too big. And I've got a lot of information on this, but there's a big issue here. One is you have to have a place to publish your opinion, and you have to be listening to the audience. If you don't have those two things, you simply cannot end a media relations crisis via social media. It just can't be done. You have to be listening to what people are saying, and you have to have your own space to publish, which is a blog. And I'm going to show you a great example of how this happened. So this is a story of a woman right here. You see this woman right here. She is a mommy blogger. Mommy bloggers are a very passionate group of people. And she went into the Atlanta airport in Georgia, and she wrote an article, and she had a horrible story where the TSA agents, the security agents that work security at the airport, they took her son away from her. She had a small child with her, and her son was ripped from her arms, and she couldn't find her son, and it was this harrowing tale. She puts this story up on a Friday afternoon, around 1 or 2 o'clock. The response in the social media sphere is tremendous. People are going crazy, and the comments are like, I can't believe this was happening. I'm a parent too. If this happened to my child, I'd be going crazy. Well, the TSA was listening, and they saw that people were talking about this. So they went and looked about this woman, and they found her security footage going through the airport. And they showed via video that her child was never taken away from her. They posted that by 7 o'clock on Friday. Now, what is most common by organizations when a bad story hits on Friday? Oh, it'll blow over by the weekend. It'll be a much smaller issue on Monday. The internet doesn't know from weekends and weekdays. And the other thing is, if they hadn't done this, this woman probably would have been on all the news networks talking about this story. Now, what they did is they completely discredited this woman because they showed video evidence that this woman was not, didn't have her child taken away from her. And if you go to the TSA's blog, because they posted this up on their blog, over 400 people commented on it. And, there was varied opinions, but in majority it was like, way to go. I'm impressed that you did this. Now, why were they able to do this? 2 reasons. 1, they had a blog in place, and 2, they had a disaster communications plan in place. And this is a big issue you have to realize, is that every one of you in this room needs to know how to handle a situation like this. When it hits, you can't wait for Jeff's opinion. I'm sorry, Jeff, but you can't, because the internet's not waiting for your opinion. And you can't either. But what you need to do is talk with the group and say, okay, how do we communicate in a crisis? How do we deal with this?